My name is Bruna. I'm from Brazil, and currently I am working as a temporary professor at the University of São Paulo. In 2019, I was a visiting scholar in the MDRCBB, where Professor Alex was my supervisor. It was an incredible year. My goal during that time was to evaluate biomechanical behavior of implant-retaining prostheses using finite element analysis. I was also able to learn much about other methodologies with Dr. Chu and Dr. Fu from Qingdao University. I will always be glad to MDRCBB for the opportunities given to me and for the friends that I made. Everything in MDRCBB contributed for my personal and professional growth. When I come back to Brazil, I felt that I was totally able to practice and teach dentistry based on science. And it is with that mindset that I hope to keep growing myself professionally in the future.
Hello everyone, I am Maha Salah. I am an assistant lecturer of operative dentistry at Ain Shams Dental School, Egypt. I have always been fascinated with the dynamics of demineralization process of the enamel. And I was privileged to explore that at MDRCBB as a visiting scholar with renowned researcher and professor Dr. Chu, late 2019. At MDRCBB, I had access to cutting-edge technology and resources. Using different imaging modalities of OCT and micro-CT, I was able to conduct my research and learn much more in different projects. Every encounter was a true learning experience, either having meeting with my mentor or discussion with my colleagues in different subjects in seminars and journal clubs. Everyone was trying to share their expertise, allowing room for our professional growth. Interesting enough, after joining MDRCBB, COVID hit, and it impacted everyone. I was away from my family and my friends. However, the support and the ultimate care I received from Dr. Chu and everyone there was amazing. Not just their support was amazing, I will always be grateful for them. Dr. Fok, Dr. Chu, dear Bonnie, and every fellow who was there. Because having to meet people from different nationalities and cultures truly enriched the whole experience. Working side by side with different disciplines, chemists, engineers, fellow dentists, everyone was a mastermind and genius in their field. Everyone was trying to help each other and sharing their knowledge and experience in a generous way. After returning to Egypt, I had a shift in my mindset in many aspects. A warm heart full of memories, abundant and reliable data. Since then, thankfully, I was able to defend my PhD thesis and present my work. Currently, I returned happily to serve my patients, my students, and exploring my future plans regarding research. It's a true and truly worth experience that everyone should seek and look for. To all MDRCBB, thank you so much. Happy 30th birthday, and see you all soon.
Hello, my name is Pascal Magne. I have been in the academia for 33 years now, and I was so blessed to visit the Minnesota Dental Research Center for Biomaterials and Biomechanics between 1997 and 1999. It has been a blessing for my entire career to be there, to have met Dr. Douglas, Dr. DeLong. I remember in 1996 when I was looking for a place to develop my research program, I visited different places in the United States. I come originally from Switzerland, and I really wanted to spend my grant obtained from the Swiss government in the best place possible. And when I visited Minnesota and I met Bill Douglas, we had an instant connection. The day I met Bill, I knew it was the place I wanted to spend a year full-time research, because the Minnesota Dental Research Center in Biomaterials and Biomechanics was doing exactly what I was looking for, modeling fatigue of restorative material modeling numerically. I have to thank, Anthony Sverschlausch, who was my mentor in finite element analysis. And those days in Minnesota have made a huge difference in my career. I have, since then, always tried to model my research based on what I did in Minnesota. So I remember those days in my office there, putting together my research project, and I was planning originally to do a few papers and stay only 1 year. I ended up publishing 15 papers in 2 years because I had to extend my stay. I was enjoying so much the connection with the center, and of course I have to remember also Maria Pintado, who was such a central person in the whole institution there, and so those days will remain in my memory forever. And another few pictures I want to share with you from where I was in Minnesota. So you see here my encounter with Bill. Bill, I love you. You've been my research mentor. Other pictures from our experience is Minnesota will remain very special because this is where I was when I decided to propose my wife, who is originally from Peru, and then she joined me. Here you see Gaby and my father visiting my wife Gaby, who you can imagine she came from the Amazon forest in the Peruvian Amazon to the freezing Minnesota. I even took her on a fishing trip on the frozen lakes, right? Ice fishing, absolutely a must-do in Minnesota. As a conclusion, I want to say that I have been modeling the research I've done in Minnesota, fatigue testing, accelerated fatigue testing using the famous MTS tools and chewing machine that I experimented there for the first time. Numeric simulation, of course. And so I always had those 6 letters in my mind, and that's why right now I am sitting in the Center for Education and Research in Biomimetic Restorative Dentistry in Beverly Hills, California, where we are exactly doing that, education, research, using the same tools that I used in Minneapolis. So thank you all for your help in my career at the MDRCBB. That is and will be forever. I will be so thankful for those times, those years spent in Minnesota. God bless MDRCBB and this very special anniversary.
I'm Fei Lin, an endodontist and faculty at the Peking University School and Hospital of Stomatology. I've been to MDRCBB as a visiting scholar from 2019 to 2020. My advisor is Professor Alex Falk. I really appreciate the research experience at the MDRCBB, not only for the engineering skills and experimental methods, but also for the support and encouragement from Professor Alex Falk and from my lovely colleagues and friends from the MDRCBB. I think it's a warm place. It has a very professional group, but also very warm. With the engineering skills and methods I learned from the MDRCBB, I performed some studies on the mechanical behavior of endodontically treated teeth, especially the initiation and propagation of longitudinal cracks in these teeth. Those are very interesting topics, I think, closely related to clinical problems. Under the guidance of Professor Alex Falk, I got several papers published on these topics. At last, congratulations to the 30th anniversary of the MDRCBB. I'm so proud of having been one of the MDRCBB members.
Hello, MDRCBB. I am Conrado Aparicio and I am now professor at WIC Barcelona, the International University of Catalonia here in Barcelona, Spain. And I'm talking to you today because I am an alumnus of the MDRCBB. I spent more than 12 years, 12 exceptional years, and I ended up being professor at the University of Minnesota and also the deputy director of the MDRCBB. So I think I know the place pretty well. I've been asked to talk about what is the uniqueness or what are my experiences while I was here. I have to say that this period was a really challenging and very fruitful and enriching period in which I learned many things, including how to be an independent researcher, also how to teach to dental students and the dental community at large, which was a little bit of a challenge at the beginning. And also certainly to interact and partner with industrial entities and corporations, which is at the real core of what the center is. That makes it really unique with respect to what other centers that do research at the university have as a mission and at the core activities that they do. Beyond of that, I also have to say that the center gives you the extraordinary opportunity to work with a pool of wonderful people, particularly students and postdocs. You probably know, the ones you know me, you know that I really enjoy and value what we did together with the students and postdocs and scholars from all around the world. And in fact, if I will have to really highlight something about the MDRCBB, it's its diversity in terms of multinationality, which is always so enriching, and also, you know, gender and backgrounds and cultures and everything that really nurtures us in order to be better while we do the research that we do in the center. So now I'm just trying to, to continue what I've learned and what I did in Minnesota over here in Barcelona. This is a challenge. We are starting, but we are very excited, and we are really aiming to keep contributing to enrich and advance the oral health care of everybody around the world. Congratulations to everybody at the MDRCBB. My time there was, as I said, wonderful and exceptional, and I only have one word of gratitude, or many words of gratitude for what I was able to do there with everybody who was involved during my period at the MDRCBB. So I hope that we can see us all soon, and congratulations again.
Hello everyone. It is my pleasure to be given the opportunity to say a few words about Minnesota Dental Research Center for Biomaterials and Biomechanics. My name is Siti Mariam Abdul Ghani. I am the Deputy Dean Academic from Faculty of Dentistry, University Technology Mara from Malaysia. I was in Minnesota throughout the winter of 2016 till March 2017, doing research and working with the expert at the center under the leadership of Professor Alex Falk. I also had the opportunity to join the discussion between clinicians, material scientists, and engineers when they brainstorm to do research to improve the material properties and longevity. Since then, my interest in research has grown tremendously. Currently, I am teaching dental material module for the undergraduate and postgraduate students at our university. I'm also doing research collaboration with our alumni. I do hope that our friendship and our collaboration that we started from Minnesota will remain for many more years to come. As they said, if you want to go faster, you can work hard and go alone. But if you want to go further, have a great team and the journey will be more exciting. Congratulations again to MDRCBB for your 30th anniversary. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Hadiya Zamzam. I'm dentist and researcher in the National Research Center in Egypt. I also lecture in Suez University and in Mosul International University, and I'm a dental operator in a few dental clinics we own. In 2016, I applied for a Fulbright scholarship to do the research work of my PhD in the United States, but I got rejected. And for the next call, I was talking to one of my friends and I told her I think I'm not going to reapply. I don't want to go through the whole application process again, and I was very disappointed the first time. She told me, what are you talking about? You should reapply, and it's not going to take half the effort it did the first time. You already have all your papers ready. So I reapplied and I got accepted, and I was granted one of the most prestigious scholarships in the world, the Fulbright Scholarship. So in September 2017, I stepped into the MDRCBB for the first time. And I remember on my first day, I went with a purse and in high heels. I don't know what I was thinking about. And during the paperwork, Shelly, the administrative secretary at that time, she told me, I think you're gonna need something a little more comfortable than that, referring to my high heels. And we're gonna do some walking today. So I went back home, changed my shoes, and back to the MDRCBB, where the whole journey began. I stayed in the United States for only 9 months, but they were very influential on a personal and a professional level. They were tough, for sure, but I think that's part of the growing process. But there was lots of laughter and fun moments and new experiences. In my opinion, one of the things that makes the MDRCBB so unique is the approach of finding the potential in everyone and making the best out of it. During the time that I was there, we had a colleague named Linda. She was also doing her research for the PhD, and her husband just used to accompany her, sit there and work on his laptop. Tony, her husband, who happens to be a mechanical engineer, started helping out and then designing and then developing the testing machines for us. And suddenly, Tony became the most important person in the MDRCBB. Okay, sorry, the second most important person in the MDRCBB. Another thing that makes the MDRCBB so unique is that it's actually an entity for dental research, but it's run and directed by a mechanical engineer. And I'm sure every engineer on this planet would be so pleased to hear this right now. But an engineer's perspective to our dental problems is usually very different from a dentist's perspective. And that's why the research work coming from the MDRCBB is so unique. Last but not least, what makes the MDRCBB so unique is that everyone, and I mean everyone, is so helpful and so friendly. It makes you feel home.
Hi, my name is Will Palin. I'm a professor in biomedical material science at the University of Birmingham in the United Kingdom. It's actually my anniversary as well. It was about 20 years ago, almost to the month, that I was privileged enough to work at the MDRCBB for about 3 months. It was part of my PhD before Alex's time, and I was working with Bill Douglas and Ralph DeLong and Maria Pintado, and I had the most wonderful time and made many memories. It's a unique centre. They've always been ahead of their time, especially with Bill Douglas and Ralph DeLong's invention of art and the wear machine and the virtual patient simulator. And I think that continues under the directorship of Alex and their world leaders in methods development and modelling clinically relevant failure mechanisms. So it's always inspiring to hear the research that comes from the department there. Very many fond memories. I remember very much the change or dramatic change in weather. I was there between winter and summer. I don't think you guys have a spring there. It just seemed to be amongst about 20 foot of snow, and then it defrosted and melted away in about a week's time, along with the most incredible electrical storms, and then rolled straight into a very hot and humid summer. So I always remember the weather very easily there. Of course, at the time, they organised the accommodation for me while I was there, and they put me in a fraternity house, Psi Omega. So that was very interesting, especially for the reputation of United States of America's fraternity houses. It was quite an eye-opening experience for me on many levels as a young student then. And of course, who can not forget Maria Pintado? She was such a character, such a great support for me while I was there for such a short time. And I can still hear her saying to me, "You lazy bum, I'm going to get you." And she was a real motivator and certainly kept me on her toes. And she is sorely missed, I'm sure. So enjoy your celebrations. Sorry I can't be there with you at either of the satellite venues. Have a fantastic event, and I wish you all successes for the next 30 years. Take care. Bye-bye.
Hello everyone, I'm Chinping Lin from the School of Dentistry, National Taiwan University. Thank you to Alex for hosting the MDRCBB 30th anniversary. Although we can't meet in person due to the COVID-19 pandemic, I'm still very happy to have the opportunity to be with you by video. I was in Minnesota from 1989 to 1994 for my master's and the PhD training. I always remember my first winter there, as I was surprised by the cold and heavy snow, especially since I'm from a tropical island, Taiwan. But that place gave me many warm memories that I have carried with me my whole life. Right now, I'm the distinguished professor at National Taiwan University, and I have been involved with many accreditation committees for research and education in Taiwan. This is all thanks to my experiences at MDRCBB. Well, MDRCBB is one of the world's most outstanding research centers focusing on biomaterials and biomechanics. I worked there with Dr. Douglas in the field of bonding and adhesives, as well as learning SEM and MTS, mechanical testing and simulation systems. We used a chevron notch to evaluate the fracture toughness of adhesive surfaces, finding a more appropriate way to describe the strength between resin and tooth. Also, we cooperated with 3M Company to investigate new materials like bonding agent and composite resins. This work experience often inspired me to discuss things with researchers from different fields. After 1994, when I returned to National Taiwan University, I started to teach biomaterials and biomechanics as well as microscopy for endodontic treatment. It was quite a milestone in Taiwan. I introduced SEM and MTS into dental research in Taiwan. A normal bioglass material was developed to reduce dentin hypersensitivity in vitro as well as in vivo. We also cooperated with scientists from different fields, including mechanical, chemical, biomechanical, engineering, and the polymer sciences to study the dentin bonding interface, tooth bleaching, 3D printed biomaterials, 3D navigation systems, and the development of new ultrasonic instruments. All these new developments were based on what I learned from MDRCBB. One core concept of the MDRCBB is cooperation and teamwork. This concept has encouraged me so much over the years. Thanks to the experience, I was able to make my own contribution to administrative services in Taiwan. We promoted the establishment of many schools for dentistry in Taiwan. I'm honored to be the first dean of the dental school at National Taiwan University. I have also served as the president of the IDRSEA, International Association for Dental Research Southeast Asia, and the Chinese Taipei Association for Dental Sciences, as well as the vice president of China Medical University in Taiwan. Through these services, I created more opportunities for young scholars to improve their abilities, advancing the dentistry field in Taiwan. I was very grateful to be recognized by the University of Minnesota, which awarded me the Distinguished Leadership Award for Internationals in 2012 and the Distinguished Chinese Alumni Award in 2014. This recognition means a lot to me because whatever success I have achieved in my life is all thanks to the exceptional training I received at MDRCBB. Well, MDRCBB is not only a world-famous research center, but it also has a strong tradition of collaboration. There are many close collaborations with outstanding industries. Many revolutionary materials were evaluated at this place. Since Dr. Douglas established MDRCBB in 1991, countless distinguished scholars have joined this big family to strengthen MDRCBB. Finally, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to Alex and Dr. Douglas and wish MDRCBB a very happy and successful 30th anniversary. I wish you all good health and happiness in life. Thank you.